She was just, it looked like one of the happiest days of her life.
Tucker Carlson is out at Fox News. Couldn't have happened to a better guy. Um,
And she just goes on and on. I'm not going to force you to endure her blabbering, but the live chat was going on, and all of her commenters and followers were basically cheering this on, egging this on. Realistically, though, it is really surprising. Well, maybe not surprising. I think it's just indicative of the double standard that the left has. But realistically, the left should have canceled Jimmy Kimmel a long time ago. It was the left who started the Me Too movement, right? It was the left who had the Women's March. It was the left who said to leave all women. It was the left that said straight white men are predators. Well, just take a look at this gag that Jimmy Kimmel did, obviously a long time ago before he had the beard. But just put yourself in the mindset of a liberal. Let's say like Greg Gutfeld did this. Let's say anyone on the right side of the aisle did this. Do you think the left would let them be on TV today, or do you think they would be forever canceled? Again, this is, I mean, just, yeah. Now, despite the media and Democrat outrage over all of this, believe it or not, there are some high-profile Democrats who are speaking out in support of this, or at least, throwing cold water on this assumption and declaration that President Trump is attacking and undermining the First Amendment. But before we get into that, I would like to acknowledge the members of today's Governors Club, RL 1401. Thank you for your generous tip. Seattle TY, Jenda Munero, Kevin M, Shine on 83, yes, Treats for the Cats, a catnip, JMSL, Katie Hi, MDT New, and Alessandra. Thank you so much. These are people who give tips and super thanks to the channel. I am so glad that you're here, and it's cool getting to see many new usernames and become familiar with all of you. Well, before we get to the final clip, I just want to show you this one moment of Van Jones just losing his mind over Jimmy Kimmel's suspension on CNN. And just keep in mind everything we've gone over in this video. The pre-existing FCC rules, the hypocrisy of the left, the fact that the left called for right-wing media news hosts and personalities to be canceled, the fact that Jimmy Kimmel has incited violence in the past with a wink, wink, nod, nod. I mean, you just take all of this into consideration and then just see if you agree with me whether or not Van Jones's words ring hollow here.
That is why we exist. Not to knuckle under, not to do what we're told, but to stand up and to say, listen, if you want to pull these licenses, then we're going to go to court. And we'll be in the court of public opinion. But you don't get to go on a podcast and set policy for American media, for an American media institution that's been around a lot longer than me, you, or Donald Trump. This is a red line that has been crossed for our industry, for the First Amendment, for the right of people to speak. There was nothing hateful about what was said, and even hateful speech is protected. This is not acceptable. If you are going to run a media organization, it's called a news organization, you have to stand up to government bullying anywhere in the world, and certainly in the United States.
And that's another great point. ABC is a multiple billion-dollar company. They could have fought this with a lawsuit. They could have, if the FCC took it, there's so much they could have done here. They have the resources to fight back against the administration. You just take a look at all the lawsuits that have been filed against the administration, not just in this term, but even in his first term. This happens to presidents, by the way, in both parties. Many companies and organizations do fight back, but instead, ABC, they acquiesce, and it's probably because they know about these FCC rules, and it's just not a good look for them. But like I teased earlier, many high-profile Democrats are speaking out and throwing cold water on this narrative from the Democrats. One of those people is Stephen A. Smith.
The only thing that I would say, as it pertains to Jimmy Kimmel, was where was the joke? Because you're a late-night host, and obviously that has a comedic attachment to it. Where was the joke? Obviously, it wasn't anything funny about that.
Exactly. And I think that's part of the point here, right? That these late night hosts, instead of being comedy driven, now it's all propaganda. Now it's all just left wing politics and bashing Republicans. They very clearly, Jimmy Kimmel, if he did get fired, I guarantee you, he could get a job on MS Now. He could get a job on CBS, CNN. do what you want to do. You clearly want to work for the Democrat Party. Why don't you just go do that instead of masquerading as a comedian? As always, though, all of this is just my analysis and commentary. That is what's going on in the world of politics from my point of view, and I would love to hear from you. So, what do you think about Jimmy Kimmel's suspension? Are you happy about it? Are you worried about it? Do you think that it's an infringement on the First Amendment? Or because of these FCC rules, do you think it makes sense, and do you think it's one of those situations? Hey, it can
It
look
makes
bad.
sense. It made sense. And you say whatever the fuck you want to say on them people fucking airwaves. It makes sense. Fire something. It makes sense. What you say there, young lady? I'm coolin'. How are you? Mm-hmm. That's good. That's good. It was something I sent you on dealing with something. I forgot what it was. Ain't that cool? I know I sent you 11:11. Good vibrations to you. You heard?
Yeah, and it's working.
And then after that, yeah, there was something else I sent you that was showing. I seriously corrupted this whole fucking shit. Really is. This shit is
You did
bad.
what?
I seriously corrupted this whole fucking thing. Really is. And it's like if we don't stand up, we gonna get deeper fucked up than what we getting fucked up already being snuck on us. You see what I'm saying? You in a little meat, man.
Huh?
You in a little meat, man. Huh? Oh, she ain't talking to you?
So I didn't say something wrong.
Okay. Boy, oh, I ain't tell you. I went back to that to TikTok shop. Girl, boy,
You went back to what?
I went to the TikTok shop, but I told you they have all that shit down there. And I sent you the shoes. Did you see 'em?
Oh, yeah. They look like the hammer ones.
Yeah. Look like you want.
Yeah, they look like hammer.
No, that was supposed to be the Jordan. That's the number 6.
Oh, that's the tennis shoes with the hammer.
That's Air Jordan. Well, it's the fake Air Jordan, but they got Air Jordan.
I
That's
saw a picture.
yeah.
I saw a picture.
hmm And look.
I saw a picture.
Okay, so look, when I went to cash out for them $16, that bitch went
Uh-huh.
44.98. I
See, I
said,
told you
I,
that. That's why
I said that's dirty. I said it's dirty.
it's false hair.
Yeah, it's $4,000. But I told you, I said, see, them bitch would have let me get my legal law firm.
Okay. Okay. I don't have to, but okay. Okay. Thank you. Wait, what you saying?
I said, you right, that's false advertising. That's why the bitch didn't let me get legal aid before it started.
That's why every time, cause when I open it up, I'm like, is it supposed to say $10 or $5? I say all this.
And
It's not like
what,
this.
look, I got one for you, G. You already know how it go in the store. The price tag on it is what it is. All right. But like I was saying, you know, like I know, inside that store, if a motherfucking not cashier, well, sales rep or whoever do the fucking price tagging, if they make a mistake with that tag and you see that price, that's the price for the price that you're gonna get it for, and it is what it is. And if they want to live and try to change that price, what you can do, you can sue their ass for false advertising, even if they made that mistake. Because the customer supposed to know best. And if you got that bitch on that motherfucking rack with that price tag on it, if nobody else ain't changed and you made the mistake, it is what it is. You can't tell that person, oh no, that's the wrong price on that deal. No. That's the price that's on that deal. And I didn't change. If it was supposed to be another price, y'all supposed to change it. And if y'all ain't change it, I get it for the price that y'all didn't change. It ain't my fault. It's y'all fault. So y'all gotta take that one and eat it. And they do. But see what they'll do is they'll run that camera back and make sure that you ain't changed it. You heard me? Yep, they'll run that camera back and make sure you ain't changed it. And once they do that there, they gotta give you that there for what it is. Yeah, I think I told you about this already. Remember I got that TV? That bitch was on $199. And they have, yeah, with $199. They left in put a marker for the one. You heard me? They put a marker for the one. And I say, oh hell no. This is 99. That's it. That is no. It's 199. I said, no. Y'all put that on the mark because no, it was like a printout. I ain't want to hear nothing about no printout. If y'all ain't had no motherfucking ink in y'all printer. You know, I don't want to hear nothing about y'all had no printout problem because y'all didn't have no ink in y'all printer to live there and print out that motherfucking price tag like it could be printed. No, y'all couldn't put no motherfucking marker with no motherfucking one in front of no price that said 99. No, y'all can't do that. Oh, I ain't hear you. Oh yeah, I was talking. Like I said, I was talking to the L. So I was talking to myself. Yeah, I was talking to the L. I was talking to myself. Yeah, that's all I am is air in what in the body form. That's it. So yeah, I was talking to myself. Yeah, man. I was just saying about how the deep bitch with the false advertising bullshit. But I was telling you about the TV I got. You dig? I got a TV and I saw that TV and that bad boy say 99. I said, oh shit, I can get that 99. That's my shit there. And just when I'm grabbing for 99, I see a one written on there. And I said, oh hell no, this definitely gonna work. So they want to try to explain to me how they ran out of ink and you dig, and they wasn't able to print out the right. I said, I don't give a damn what y'all ran. Huh? Yeah, look, I don't give a fuck if y'all ran out of ink. Y'all put this shit professionally and professionally. Y'all wrong. I wanted for the 99 that it was. Mm-hmm.
Hello?
Yeah,
Hello?
yeah, I'm here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had the supervisor to come. When the supervisor came, supervisor said, "Give me the TV, please. Give me the TV. Give me the TV."
Say what?
I said, "I had to get them to get the supervisor." Supervisor came. Supervisor said, give me the TV. Just give me the TV. Oh, y'all making ruckus about that TV.
I don't know what you said.
That's cool. You still can't hear me?
Go ahead, say it again.
I said I had got them to get a supervisor, and when that supervisor came, I was making them such a ruckus. Supervisor say, give him the TV, give him the TV, give him the TV.
They didn't help you?
No, they said, give him the TV. Just give him the TV for the 99. Give him the
Oh,
TV.
that's good.
Yeah, 'cause like I said, I was gonna keep a bitching because that wasn't my fault. That was their fault.
It was a TV?
A whole one of them um 30, what it was 32 or 34, no, a 44.
Really, it's not real.
It'd be real, but see, it'd be smart. It'd be them smart TVs that's made by
Say you want to take it?
look,
They have an upload in there. You can take it. Sorry.
yeah, it'd be them smart TVs with no name. You see, that's why they be that cheap. And they were trying to let them sneak and get rid of that last one for $100 instead of the regular price 99. You know what I'm saying? And so you know, I still got the TV right now. I'm looking at that bitch. So it lasted a long fucking time. Say that much about it. But shit, I bitched about that TV because them bitches talking about that bullshit about no. That we had a problem with printing off with the components. I don't have nothing to do with y'all not having no ink or y'all being cheap. Hey, y'all gonna sneak past this one here with this TV. But nope, give me that TV for the price that it was before y'all try to put that $100 on.
So you got the TV.
What did I got? Yeah, that is more.
We shall go.
But that was a while back. That happened. I was with Dave then. I told this TV old, over Methuselah. Old than Methuselah. Got, like I said, we got on sentimental value. Let that bitch go out. That bitch gonna fit in the trash. Mhm. But I was just saying that to say it's too much going on. People trying to get over on you, baby girl. It's like if you ain't up on the games that's being played, bam, you getting played, baby. Getting played. But see, like with me, I'm gonna give you the game, especially the game that men trying to play, so they'll never let them catch you slipping ever again. Never. See, that's why silly put motherfuckers in check when motherfuckers rub silly the wrong way. That's what shit is supposed to do. Make motherfucker mad. No, bitch, you don't control me to the truth. Because see, we both got what we need to be doing. And sometimes you don't need to be doing what I'm doing. Because that's why you be volunteer the shit that you doing so I can volunteer the shit that I'm doing. I ain't doing that.
All right, give me a minute before you pay.
All right, love.
All right.
That don't make no motherfucking sense. Plus, we got the NNC, fuck. Got all these different agencies, fuck. And all this shit happen. Sorry, we get stupid.
Welcome back. There are 4 legislative days left to go until a deadline of a potential government shutdown. Democrats are now unveiling their own stopgap spending proposal to counter the GOP's clean version of a continuing resolution. The Democrats' version funds the government through October 31, and it includes an extension of Obamacare subsidies, provisions on Medicaid, and $490 million for public broadcasting. I spoke with Georgia Congressman Andrew Clyde on this program yesterday about these COVID-era subsidies, which the Democrats want back.
Man, fuck that.
I think what he's talking about are the COVID-era subsidies for Obamacare.
Fuck
Not one
that.
Republican has ever voted for it. It's a problem. We're not in COVID anymore. So I think this is an issue of what's not in the bill. This is a clean funding or spending freeze, rather, for the next 2 months so that we can get the appropriations process completed.
Them bitches always want fucking steal money. Always want to steal money.
Mr. Chairman, great to see you. Thank you so much for being here.
It's always great to be with you, Maria.
And I know Speaker Johnson is warning Democrats that they'll lose if the shutdown centers around health care. What's the latest that you can tell us? You've been trying to get back to pre-COVID spending, but the Democrats want those COVID spending on health care back.
You know, Maria, let's talk about what the Democrats are demanding. They are demanding bailouts to health insurance. These are subsidies, not tax credits, that go directly to health insurance companies, not to consumers, which is so crazy. They're willing to shut down all of government for those.
They fucking criminals, man.
Insurance companies.
They criminals.
40 billion.
Why the fuck are we funding fucking criminals? These assholes should have been investigated and been fired and been put in prison with $37 trillion in fucking debts, man. What the fuck?
Families do not accept or tolerate these actions of the House and Senate Democrats.
Do you feel you have the votes to get your plan out of the House? You're going to have a vote tomorrow morning, is that right?
It appears that we have the votes. Of course, whenever you can only lose 2 people in the House of Representatives, and usually one is guaranteed of the 2 that's not going to be supportive, then you can only lose 1. It's a balancing act, but I do think that we'll be able to deliver this. We'll pass it over to the United States Senate, and hopefully,
there go the word.
Senate Democrats
Hopefully,
will not shut down government because of their partisan agenda to deliver for their wealthy.
Congressman, President Trump just arriving at the Tech Prosperity Deal meeting with Keir Starmer, the Prime Minister of the UK. They're expected to sign a landmark technology deal that they say will boost innovation in both countries. And you've got a lot of the tech leaders of the US on hand. Apple's Tim Cook is there, NVIDIA's Jensen Huang is there, and a number of others. Sam Altman from OpenAI. What are you expecting in terms of this deal and the growth that you're looking for to come out of the Big Beautiful Bill?
Maria, with President Trump, always expect the unexpected in a positive way. This is a businessman who is after growth in not just the United States, but growth with our allies. And that is one of the big reasons why we're over there, is to increase that partnership with the United Kingdom so that our 2 economies, 2 of the largest economies in the world, continue to grow and do it hand in glove together. That is what you're seeing. The Big Beautiful Bill that we passed paves the way for unleashing economic growth, that even in the second quarter of this year, growth was 3.3%, even though the congressional bureaucrats projected it to only be 1.8%.
So, and then there's the revenue from the tariffs expected to also be helpful. Do you expect all of this growth and tariff revenue to help to lower the deficit and debt?
There's no question it's making a very significant difference. If you look at just the past month of June, that is the first time since June of 2016 that we actually had more revenues come into the government than what we spent. We had a $26 billion surplus. That never happened in the entire Biden term, and it never happened in the prior Trump term. So that's a step in the right direction. It's only 1 month. We need to have 12 months like that. But it is the result of the president's policy.
So, I mean, government funding runs dry on Tuesday, September 30th. The Congress is scheduled to be on recess next week for Rosh Hashanah. The Senate could return late in the week if you're unable to pass the measure over the weekend. What are you expecting?
I really hope that the Senate will get it done. It all rests, Maria, on 8 Democrats, because the Senate has the crazy filibuster rule that you have to have 60 votes in order to pass something. We'll pass the government funding out of the House of Representatives this week, send it over to the Senate, and we'll see. This is the same funding bill. The CR is the same funding bill of what Biden had, that Schumer voted for and Senate Democrats voted for just 4 to 5 months ago. For them to shut down government because they want to bail out health insurers, I don't believe that that's going to set well with the American people.
Congressman, let me get your take on Section 230. I know after Charlie Kirk's assassination, this horrific situation, the debate over Section 230 protections for social media companies is rising once again. Those videos of the shooting and the misinformation around it spread so rapidly online. And James Comer has invited the CEO of Discord, Reddit, Twitch, and Steam to testify October 8th. What do you want to see here?
I I'm excited about the debate of Section 230. I think we should bring it forward. It's something that needs to be addressed. I don't believe that it's operating appropriately or right. And so I welcome what my colleagues, both in the House and the Senate, are doing into looking at opening up those revisions. Because what happened in the last week in our country with Charlie Kirk and his assassination is devastating, and it's affecting all Americans. And you know what? It is quite interesting that people are now being held accountable for their misinformation. We saw that yesterday with Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah, I like the idea that now we are in a consequence culture. Frankly, I really do, because there's been way too much cancel culture. But I want to ask you about these tax extenders, Congressman, that expire at the end of 2025, including the work opportunity tax credit, empowerment zone tax incentives, a 7-year recovery period for motorsports entertainment complexes, but most importantly, the capital gains tax. Are you going to move to cut the capital gains tax in a potential second reconciliation plan?
Maria, you're on top of all those different tax provisions. I'm impressed. That's really great. Most broadcasters would never know what was expiring, but we're trying to work in a bipartisan way to get these provisions over the finish line. And I think that we can do it if the Democrats will come to the table. We passed a very significant bipartisan tax bill in the last Congress. We need to do it within these tax provisions, and I think it's doable.
Do you want to cut the corporate tax rate? Do you want to cut the capital gains tax in the next reconciliation package?
I am all about tax policy that will unleash economic growth, and by cutting those taxes, definitely unleashes economic growth.
Yeah, I think, if we were to see a capital gains tax cut coming in a second reconciliation package, that would be quite impactful, Congressman. And I wonder what your priorities are for a second reconciliation package.
So first, I want to be completely straightforward with you, Maria. I said all along that we should have one reconciliation package. And that's why I pushed since last November that we do one big beautiful bill, because never before in the history of America has two partisan reconciliation packages ever passed in the same year. It's very difficult. I think it would be very tough to pass a second one. That's why I was encouraging trying to do a bipartisan package.
I see. So you think you'll get a bipartisan package? The Democrats won't even allow a continuing resolution.
I think that if the American people continue to push for these changes, the Democrats should come to the table. But they don't tend to pay attention to what people outside of Washington or their extremist liberal base decides to push them towards.
Yeah, we're waiting on more information about a potential digital services tax and the fate there. We're watching President Trump and Keir Starmer here in this business reception in the UK right now. What are your expectations in terms of the UK removing the digital services tax and ensuring that the US has fair trade with the UK?
They better remove the digital service tax. This is something that was a huge debate during the Big Beautiful Bill. If you remember, we had a section within the Big Beautiful Bill that was going after a lot of foreign governments that did not recognize our tax structure. And this is something we have to push back on with the digital service tax as well, in regards to them not treating us fairly. The fact that they're taking billions of dollars from U.S. companies unfairly is inappropriate. And the president is a fighter for free and fair trade, and that means our trading partners needs to treat us respectfully and equally. They're not doing that right now. Those digital service taxes are a sham.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, Congressman, policymakers, and we've been talking with a number of CEOs this week who are increasing their investment in America because of the tax policy that you come up with.
It's time for Lefties Losing It, and they're not only losing their minds, they're